How this trip affected me internally, first of all, is it made me a better diver. I learned so many more scuba skills that helped me with diving in general, but on an external level, I have realized my place in this world in the context of being a global citizen through helping people with disabilities achieve something they otherwise wouldn't be able to achieve.
Recently went to the Keys with the organization Dive Heart and took disabled people scuba diving. And this was a really awesome experience. It really was life-changing to be able to help these people experience scuba diving, which is a passion of mine and something that they would never be able to get to do on their own. And being able to help them from getting on the boat and putting them in their wetsuit and then seeing them fly around underwater, it's a really rewarding experience and a lot of fun. It definitely made me a lot better of a diver, understanding their circumstances and the adaptations that they have to make in order to be a successful diver.
The experience for me was just incredible. It was unlike any other thing I've been involved with. It was amazing to be able to form connections with people on the boat and with my fellow Scubi Jews, and I really enjoyed being able to be a part of seeing these adaptive divers fly underwater. It was incredible. Getting to watch Christina's face when she was swimming underwater, and Andy while he swam, and Ben too. It was just amazing to be a part of, and I'm so thankful to have been a part of this experience. I've learned so much, and I've gained so much from it too. I've gained friendships and life skills too, so I'm really happy.
The best moment during one of the dives for me was our very first dive. We took Ben underwater and he had the biggest smile on his face, and it was so big that his regulator almost dropped out of his mouth. And I just looked at him, and then I looked at Rabbi, who was my partner at the time, and I to myself thought, oh my gosh, this is it, we're actually doing it. Interacting with the divers was amazing. I've never actually had a full conversation with someone who doesn't have the use of their legs or their arms, and it was amazing to have the opportunity to actually talk and be social with these people and learn so much about them. And while learning about them, we also got to learn a lot about ourselves, so it was amazing.
Diving with Dive Heart was a really eye-opening experience because I met some new people that I had never really seen from their perspective, and some of them were paraplegic and one was a quadriplegic, and we've been doing all this training to learn how to interact with them and understand what they were going through. And seeing one of the guys, Kenny, just jump in the water and swim half a mile ahead of me and didn't care about the disability anymore, and he left the chair on the boat. And he was asking me how I was doing instead of the other way around. You can't think oh, poor them. Instead of hey, you want to go do this, go do that. They still want to be a part of society and still want to keep going because they're not going to let that disability kick them.
So recently we went to Key Largo and took disabled veterans and disabled people diving, and I thought that was a great experience to really get involved with the community and get to learn new people. It was a really hard process to train for, but it was so rewarding in the end. I loved seeing the faces of our buddies underwater and how excited they felt like superheroes. If I could change anything, it would be to do this trip sooner in life. I think it's a great opportunity that more people should get involved in, and I'm really excited to work with Dive Heart in the future.
So we spent our spring break and a little bit of time before spring break training to become adaptive dive buddies and then going scuba diving with these people. So we did 45 hours of training, and then over 3 days we took people scuba diving. We had, I think, 5 people who had disabilities by the end, whom we took out. Most of them were paralyzed from the waist down. All in all, the experience created a sense of just that we were actually doing something there, because you could see everyone's reaction after the dives and after everything was done, and understand that what you were doing was actually meaningful for these people and their lives as well as for yourself. So all in all, it just created a very nice sense of community, and it gave people the opportunity to take part in an activity which they probably didn't really think they could, or which they did before their accident, and was giving them the opportunity to relive something that they loved beforehand and didn't think they could do again.